What just transpired could be the most damaging event in Chrisean Rock's public life. Therefore, stop everything. Chrisean Rock has allegedly lost custody of her infant son. Jr. After Jaidyn Alexis leaked footage that was so upsetting and emotionally devastating that it prompted an official CPS investigation. This was an unexpected step that might permanently alter her life. Yes, you heard correctly. Junior was taken from Chrisean's house late last night after a court-mandated emergency hearing, according to family sources. But why? A startling video leak that seems to show the infant in a very perilous situation was shared by none other than Jaidyn Alexis herself. Although the video has since been removed, it caused a social media firestorm, leading thousands of admirers to tag Child Protective Services and call for action. And now, something has been done. However, here's the unexpected part. Jaidyn was not behaving by herself. Insiders speculate that the leak may have been orchestrated by someone close to Blueface, someone having a sinister intent. Thus, we must now inquire, what did that video contain? Why now? And who just took custody away from Chrisean? Stay put, because what's going to happen next will make you unable to speak. We need to go back in time and examine the turbulent past between Chrisean Rock, Blueface, and Jaidyn Alexis in order to comprehend how we got here, how a woman lost custody of her young child in front of the entire world. Because to be clear, this did not begin yesterday. Although Chrisean Rock and Jaidyn Alexis's drama has always been personal, it took a tragic turn this time. The complicated love triangle that has dominated news for over 2 years is where it all started. The controversial musician Blueface, who is as well known for his music as his wild romances, has openly juggled both women, fathering children with both, moving between their houses and stoking an unquenchable fire. Once the fan favorite was Chrisean Rock, the wild, explosive, emotionally raw, viral sensation. She fought in public, sobbed on live streams, wore her emotions on her sleeve, and stood up for her relationship with Blueface in the face of overwhelming opposition. When did she'll give birth to Junior? The internet came together in support of her, believing that parenthood would provide her with a new beginning. However, it didn't. Chrisean's parenting has been scrutinized from the start. Videos of her holding Junior during irrational outbursts went viral. Fans pleaded with her on live streams to calm down. One tape showed her almost dropping him in a heated moment. Whispers became popular, hashtags, and the story started to change. Jaidyn Alexis, meanwhile, observed from the sidelines. The other baby mom of Blueface, he used to ride or die. As the resentful ex, she had previously been the one pulled through the muck. However, Jaidyn changed her brand in the last several months. She released some tracks, introduced fashion, soft-lit parenting content was posted. Most significantly, she said nothing about Chrisean so far. Because of the backstage, it was said that Jaidyn was collecting evidence. A person familiar with the matter claims that Jaidyn received many private videos showing Chrisean's actions around Junior, some of which came from members of Chrisean's inner circle. According to the source, they were scared. They knew Junior wasn't safe, but they didn't want to talk in public. Jaidyn, too. She paid attention to it. She put the video together. Timestamps with labels, speak to a family attorney. Then, whoa, an unlisted YouTube link that was only active for 27 minutes before being reported and removed was posted to Jaidyn's burner account on a calm Sunday night. However, hundreds of people screen recorded it over that little period, and it was reshared on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. The film, it's not even close to being disturbing. Here is what was purportedly seen, albeit we won't go into graphic detail. Junior sobbing. Abandoned in a messy room, background noise from loud voices, possibly a furious dispute. Chrisean appears to be oblivious to the chaos surrounding her child as she enters the room with her phone out and records herself. JR's playmat. was just inches from a pointy item on the floor. For 17 seconds, the infant crawled towards the edge of a sofa. Without an adult in sight, it was sufficient. Thousands of admirers started tagging CPS on Twitter in a matter of hours. Explicable. Films created by TikTok referred to it as dangerous neglect. Hollywood, Unlocked, and The Neighborhood Talk to celebrity gossip websites even reprinted it with the same captions. This is no longer drama. This concerns the life of that youngster. It was dark for Chrisean Squad by the next morning. No posts, not a single live stream, not a single denial. The true bomb dropped at that point, according to sources. Chrisean was ordered to give up custody of Junior immediately while an investigation was conducted. The emergency hearing was filed under secret for the minor's security, according to a breaking report from a local Los Angeles family court. Who did you think would appear in court? Alexis, Jaidyn, with legal advice and a document binder. It wasn't petty. It was a case of strategic warfare. And now, Chrisean is no longer responsible for JR. This is when things become even more gloomy. A court source who wished to remain anonymous stated, "The video was examined 3 times by the judge. It showed a trend of instability," they claimed. They considered the youngster to be at risk. Additionally, the interim custody was immediately terminated. This was about more than one video. It was the tipping moment. Fans are now inquiring, who forwarded that video to Jaden? Did Blueface play a part? Was Chrisean aware that she was being observed? And the scariest of all, how is baby Junior doing now? Because one thing is obvious. This was no coincidence. Chrisean never anticipated this well-planned takedown. The conflict between Chrisean Rock and Jaidyn Alexis was intended to be just another nasty chapter in their never-ending story. But this time it went too far and had real-world repercussions. What began as a dubious video leak escalated into a full-fledged court battle that had the potential to permanently alter JR's life. Because when the video was posted online, it didn't end there. Jaden wasn't the only one working behind the scenes. Carlisa, Saffold Blueface's own mother, was implicated in the custody dispute, according to insiders. Carlisa apparently wrote the following in leaked direct messages with a well-known gossip blogger. "They refuse to hear me out. They could take it seriously. If you post it, that infant is not secure forever," and they posted it. A blogger notorious for disclosing court documents pertaining to celebrities released a thorough report within hours after Jaden's now-deleted video asserting, in the last month, CPS has received at least 6 anonymous tips on Chrisean's parenting. Video was featured in 3. Among them were health issues. At that point, everything started to go south. A pediatric health report purportedly demonstrating that Junior had skipped 3 consecutive wellness examinations was quietly presented to the court, while the internet was preoccupied with the disorganized video. Red flags were highlighted in the study regarding developmental milestones that are illiteratic feeding schedules. Additionally, a third-party observer noted environmental instability. That person who watched, a visiting nurse appointed by a city-funded maternal wellness program, according court documents. Yes, a source confirmed by the government. All of a sudden, the court wasn't only responding to outcry on social media. They had official records. According to reports, the court then issued an emergency order to take Junior out of Chrisean's custody. The twist? A petition to take temporary custody was submitted by Jaidyn Alexis. Take a moment to process that. The same woman who had been at odds with Chrisean for years. She was earlier referred to as toxic by the same woman on Instagram Live. The same lady who was drawn into the drama of Blueface's relationship was now requesting to be the parent of her rival's child. The internet went crazy. She took a long-term approach. This is the ultimate form of retaliation. She truly gave Chrisean the Queen's Gambit. However, this is where things became even more disgusting. According to court documents that were leaked from a private emergency hearing, Jaden provided additional evidence behind closed doors, and what she displayed astounded everyone in the room. A court insider claims that Jaden turned in a handwritten note from a relative of Chrisean's who briefly resided with her during JR's first few months. The cousin wrote in the letter, "I saw Junior go for hours without getting dressed. At times, she would spend hours on live while he sobbed in a separate room. Despite my affection for her, I had to speak out before something terrible occurred. After being notarized and signed, the letter was added to the court file. And when it's brought up, it wasn't denied by Chrisean. She reportedly sobbed in court and screamed at her own legal team for failing to adequately prepare her. According to reports, she yelled, "You guys set me up. The entire system has been conspiring against me. How about you?" Indicating Jaden, "You have been anticipating the arrival of my child." According to reports, Jaden sat quietly through the whole incident. However, after the court session ended, a video that was recorded outside the courthouse appeared, in which Chrisean was seen shouting as she was led to her vehicle, "I don't give a damn about any of you phonies. Jaden, you're going to regret this. My baby is that." The video quickly became viral on blogs. Jaden too. She replied with the following Instagram story caption, "Leaving the chaos is sometimes necessary to protect the child." Reactions to the post were not quite uniform. Several admirers gave her appreciation, stating, "You fulfilled your obligations. This isn't shade, it's secure. That baby's life might have been saved by you." Others, however, weren't so understanding. "This is about retaliation, not love. You intended to make her feel ashamed. The mission has been completed. You only wanted to win. You don't give a damn about Junior?" Chrisean's team made an effort to contain the damage in the interim by issuing the following evasive statement. "Chrisean is committed to finding a private solution to this issue and making sure her son is safe and healthy. We kindly request your understanding at this trying period." However, such declaration was made too late, because Blueface himself went on a few hours later. Everyone was stunned when he decided to support Jaden. "Listen, I know people will gossip. JR requires consistency. Chrisean is not a nasty person, in my opinion. But now, she's not prepared. She needs assistance. I also hope she receives it." The comment section went crazy. "You chose a side and it wasn't the mother of your child. So you also knew about it? You never helped her. You always blamed her." The most startling aspect of Blueface's performance then arrived. "There is another video," he indicated. "What you've witnessed isn't even the worst. There's more. I've witnessed it, and if it falls, dude, ... The game is done." Thus, the query now becomes ... What is contained in the second video? Who is preventing it? Will it also be the last straw in Chrisean's custody dispute? Because there is no doubt about it, this was more than simply a legal setback. This was a planned takedown, a public defeat, and a sobering reminder that in the realm of celebrity drama, ... everyone is observing. And there's always someone recording. The following drop drove this narrative over the brink, just when you believed it could go no farther, because of that second video. What was already being referred to as the custody scandal of the year swiftly turned into something far more sinister. It was more than a rumor, it was authentic. It also leaked. An enigmatic Twitter account that exposes celebrity direct messages shared a Dropbox folder link at 2:37 a.m. Less than an hour passed while it was online, but the harm had already been done. Before it was cleaned up, thousands of people downloaded it within a 10-minute collection of footage shot over the previous 4 months, purportedly by Chrisean's close associates, including family members, former staffers, and yes, even Blueface. It wasn't a prearranged ambush. This documentation was well thought out. Additionally, the video's content shocked the internet. Scene 1, Chrisean raps into her phone on live while utterly disregarding JR's screams in the background. Scene 2, a nappy that has obviously not been changed in hours. Rests next to a bottle of spoiled formula that has curdled inside. Scene 3, Junior creeps towards an open balcony door in this brief but heart-stopping scene. And the only reason he doesn't fall is because someone shouts, just in time. Scene 4, Chrisean cries during a dispute with an unidentified lady who is purported to be a cousin. He's all right, there's nothing wrong with my child. Why do you continuously criticize me? The woman's off-camera response. If that baby gets hurt, it's not judgment. Those sequences, the internet was disrupted in less than 3 hours. Instagram reposts reached 1.2 million views. Reaction videos on TikTok went viral. Twitter became a battlefield of anarchy, hatred, and misery. The most terrible scene, though, JR by himself, seated in the center of a disorganized kitchen, weeping. For more than 4 minutes, nobody enters. Nobody consoles him. As someone surreptitiously recordings from behind a door. The camera trembles and whispers, "I can't watch this any longer." That particular clip put an end to the argument. Even Team Rock, Chrisean's most devoted supporters, started to quiet down. Some even changed sides, acknowledging that clout isn't the issue anymore. This infant requires assistance, the actual stunner. Though 2 of the video include Blueface's voice. In one, he is heard shouting from a different room, "You're trying to perform live and the baby smells like pure feces." Additionally, in another, "You're angry with the world, but you're not even providing proper nutrition for your child," which prompted the apparent query, why didn't he take action if he was aware of all of this? Things took a turn for the worse at that point. Blueface was exposed on social media. You were aware, yet remained silent. You exploited the baby's suffering. As ammunition in a fight, you bear equal responsibility. Additionally, Blueface attempted to rectify it with a hasty tweet. "I worked as hard as I could in private. My heart belongs to that baby." Failed to land because a fresh source emerged, according to a former junior babysitter who spoke anonymously on a gossip podcast. That infant was a pawn in their game. Parenting was never the topic. The goal was to demonstrate who was more powerful. She claimed that during fights, Chrisean and Blueface would both go live, often with Junior in the background, weeping, starving, or totally neglected. "They should slow down," I pleaded. To halt. They chuckled. Jaidyn. Meantime, it was disturbingly silent. No interviews. Don't tweet. Just one story on Instagram that says, retaliation was never the goal of protecting him. It was accountability. However, many started to question whether Jaden was genuinely attempting to assist Junior, or was she taking advantage of the confusion to get rid of Chrisean for good? When a hacked text conversation appeared purportedly between Jaden and a well-known social media expert, that question became even more pressing. She addresses the following in the messages, scheduling the video's release to avoid giving the impression that it is an attack. Let the court move first. And chillingly, this will ultimately damage her reputation as a mother. Observe another twist. And boom, once more, the internet turned. Even some of Jaden's fans started to doubt her intentions at this point. Was this a rescue from custody? Or a well-planned PR attack? In the midst of all of this is a child. In a brief public statement, CPS confirmed that an investigation was underway and that Junior had been put in interim supervised care with a certified guardian. They didn't verify the guardian's identity. However, Jaden was seen in paparazzi pictures leaving a family law business with 2 armed security guards and a baby carrier in the rear vehicle. Conjecture. He's with her. What if she does? She has prevailed. But at what price? Because Chrisean is no longer alone in the war, the public is criticizing Blueface for allowing the mayhem. Jaden being accused of system manipulation. Chrisean too. Just stop talking. Stop talking. Don't tweet. No lives. No brand new tunes on her Instagram story. There was only a dark screen that read, "God is able to see everything, even treachery." And just when you thought things may calm down a bit, this last caution was provided by an unnamed judicial source. One more video is available. It is not yet publicly traded. However, the court has been presented with it. If it is ever made public, it may lead to criminal penalties, offense, charges. The battle on social media is over. It goes beyond custody now. This is going to be destroyed legally. What's on that last video too? Nobody is aware still. The world is in disbelief. Internet users are furious. Hollywood too, cut in half. Because a youngster is caught in the crossfire of a total reputation breakdown that is unfolding in real time. Not just another viral story. Every major platform was ablaze, with arguments, views, and finger-pointing as the video of Infant Jr. became viral online. No feed on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter X was secure. Twitter meltdown. The hashtag Justice for JR was trending #1 globally at 9 a.m. On the morning following the disclosure, set the drama aside. That baby deserves tranquility. That baby is suffering as a result of Chrisean's downward spiral. Jaidyn did her part, but don't act like she doesn't like it. Others used a more severe approach. They both let him down. Simply said Jaidyn's camera viewpoint was superior. This is not being a mother. This anarchy is monetized. The TikTok explosion creators of TikTok were in full breakdown mode, sharing emotional commentary, response videos, and side-by-side comparisons between Jaidyn's meticulously planned mommy content and Chrisean's parenting. The most startling recordings were shown in a film called When CPS Becomes the Plot Twist, which received 3.5 million views in only 12 hours. The captions read, "This infant wept for 4 minutes. On film. In a soaked-through nappy. This isn't carelessness. This is 4K footage of trauma." A 30-second clip from Chrisean's previous live, however, was arguably the most popular TikTok of all. In it, she states, "I don't require assistance. Have this. It was embroidered by the maker using." Why is CPS in your living room then? Just one video, more than 8 million views. Chaos on Instagram, The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Neighborhood Talk, among other celebrity gossip pages, were unable to update frequently enough. Hundreds of thousands of people liked and commented on each update, with the majority of them criticizing Chrisean, casting doubt on Blueface, and side-eyeing Jaden's motivations. However, it didn't end there. Celebrity responses, posting on her story, Cardi B said, "I became ill about this whole situation. Keep the infant safe. That's all. IDC, considering nothing else." Summer Walker left the following remark on a post: "Being famous doesn't make you a good mother. That kid isn't a plot point." Constantly contentious Boosie Badaz went live and stated, "This is what happens when you let Instagram to raise your children. That infant is not a brand." Even Amber Rose, who usually stays quiet about celebrity gossip, reshared the video with the following caption: "I was devastated by this. Being a mother, I couldn't keep quiet." Industry response. According to sources inside Zeus Network, which used to collaborate closely with Chrisean, any future initiatives involving her have been put on hold. An internal email that was disclosed said, "All programming featuring Chrisean Rock has been suspended until further notice due to recent events." Brand alliances started to disappear within hours of the video becoming viral. A cosmetics firm that had recently agreed to a promotional partnership with Chrisean canceled. Is a streaming network developing a rumored reality show, Lost. Administration quiet. This was professional exile rather than merely popular outrage. In the meanwhile, Blueface attempted to repair his reputation with a second live, saying, "You guys behave as though I haven't tried. Behind the scenes, I attempted to repair it. I attempted to inform her. She isn't paying attention. Fans, however, weren't having it. You failed to keep her safe. You failed to safeguard the infant. Your brand was safeguarded Jaden too. She shared a series of serene pictures, including one of herself in a serene space with her baby toys tucked away, and a quotation card that said, "Truth endures when the cacophony subsides." The comments went wild. You mean this is your winning lap? That baby might finally be safe, whether it was calculated or not. Karma doesn't clock out, even though you're smiling now. Change in public opinion. Chrisean was once viewed as a favorite underdog, but his popularity has since eroded. Even devoted pages that used to support her are now cautious. Some have gone completely silent, while others have adopted neutral tones. One of her most popular fan accounts shared, "We cherish you, but our love for Junior is greater. Help yourself, sis," another ex-fan said on Twitter. This is no longer rocking out with your baby. JR is eager for you to get your act together, since this is survival. There is no denying the agreement. Even among sympathetic people, she is in a downward spiral. And things will only become worse if no one steps forward to help. And now? One last video is still in the court's possession. Blueface is trapped. Chrisean is mute, and Jaden is on the moral high ground. What happened is no longer the question. It's what will happen next. For in this battle for fame, footage and custodiate might all end with one last twist. One last bombshell exploded behind closed doors. Just when it appeared that everything would finally settle, when fans believed the worst had already happened in the public view. And this time, it's illegal. A prominent urban media site published the following mysterious headline at precisely 3:14 a.m. Prosecutors are now using private court footage as evidence in CPS case. The article disappeared in a matter of minutes. Removed a 404. Error was used in its stead. However, not before screenshots were captured, and it quickly became viral on websites. The details that were leaked. During a confidential court hearing, a third and final video, much worse than the previous two, was formally admitted into evidence. What's in this clip? Still being kept secret? However, insiders say it demonstrates actions that could amount to criminal negligence and endangerment of children. 'Tis criminal indeed. Carelessness, and now, according to reports, the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office has asked to see the video. This means that what began as a custody dispute is now evolving into something far more significant. But that's not all. One confirmed court insider claims that Jaden did not release the footage. Lisa wasn't the source. Blueface wasn't the source. Someone in Chrisean's own camp was the source. An ex-assistant, went by the name T, willingly gave up the video, saying they could no longer live with the guilt. Through their lawyer, T posted the following statement. "I cherished Chrisean. I adore that baby more though. I witnessed too much. I remained quiet for too long. The world had to know." Social media went into a frenzy after the discovery. She was deceived from within. She was betrayed by her own people. This is not a dramatic situation. This is how you survive. And suddenly, there are attorneys all around, according to reports. Chrisean has been told to be ready for a formal CPS investigation and possible prosecution. More identities are being pulled into the spiral every hour. Despite her legal team's best efforts to control the impact, there are also rumors that Blueface could also be under investigation for failure to act despite known dangerous circumstances. Rather than abuse, one tweet, which is now trending, says he bears equal responsibility if he witnessed it, recorded it, spoke it, and did nothing to stop it. Here's the true cliffhanger though. Legal ambiguity still surrounds Baby Junior. Yes, Chrisean no longer has custody of him. Jaden did indeed apply for temporary care. However, recent rumors indicate that a member of Chrisean's biological family has joined the battle. An aunt. Keep quiet. Clean background. Not a drama. She also wants custody. And you know what? She has her own video. She says in a leaked email to her lawyer, Jaden is also not innocent. I captured her leaving her own son in the car to film a promotional video. Do you desire equilibrium? I understand, boom. One more twist. All of a sudden, nobody is clean. Not Chris, EAN, not Jaden, not even Blueface. What about baby Junior? He is surrounded by it all. What comes next? Will charges be brought by the DA? Will Chrisean's rights be forever taken away? Will Jaden also be exposed? Will Junior wind up in foster care or in a family member's custody? We're not sure yet. However, we are aware of the following. There will be one last hearing. One last video is still sealed. And when the door of that court opens, the life of someone will be destroyed. It was more than simply drama. Millions of people watched this public unraveling tragic, high-stakes battle for a child's future. Chrisean Rock is in the middle of a court battle that might result in the termination of her parental rights, or worse. She is no longer merely a trendy celebrity. Everything changed when Jaidyn Alexis triggered a video leak because he knew more than he said. Blueface was exposed. We haven't even touched the surface yet, with one last footage still sealed. The D observing and family members coming forward. However, we now turn to you. Do you believe Chrisean ought to get custody of Junior again? Did Jaden crush her adversary or save the baby? And why didn't Blueface intervene if he had known all along? Share your opinions in the space provided below. Let us know what you believe should occur next. Tag someone who should see what actually happened in this video and share it. If you were astounded by what you saw, you should like this video. Subscribe now as the court gets ready for the last hearing. We'll be providing you with unique information. The next chapter. And smack that notification bell. May include criminal prosecution, may ruin a person's career. That might potentially alter baby JR's life indefinitely. It's not over yet. This is only the start.